Hello there, and welcome to this final chapter of the Self-Harming Pacifist Zoom sessions. So this is it. This is the final track, the final video of the series, and let's dive straight in, shall we? I'm going to put that just there. The final track. Wonder at the sea, at the easy breathing in and out of the waves, reaching out to you and then falling back like a nervous love. Your mind is your library. Care for it. Carry those memories around with attention. Sift through the contents with your precise control. A smell may conjure up the trick of the mind. Sit with it for a second or two. Acknowledge it, and then let it fly away with the clouds and the birds. Embrace your past. Learn from it. It doesn't mean you act on it. We all change as we grow, much like a flower or a tree. Don't expect to think the same way in 10 years' time as you do now. And don't expect others to either. People will come and go in your life, and this is part of its richness. You may have friends for life, you may not. It doesn't matter. What matters is what you are feeling at the time. The promises you make at 20 years old may not feel the same when you are 40. We all have different paths to tread. Sometimes they wander far apart from each other. Sometimes they peel away and wind back. That is life. Life is for living, not for dying. Some people like to live in a bar. Some people like to live in a computer. Some people love to disappear into books. And some people try to make the world a more understanding place. Everyone is as much right as they are wrong. And so are you. You are what is most important in your life. Not the dog, not the love, not the teddy bear from when you were 4. Not the phone, not the laptop. Not the latest argument or on Twitter or the latest turn of phrase from some politician. You. You pull you through all the time, and you must live with yourself all the time. 24/7. So, when you are alone, take time to be with you. Listen to your heart. Listen to those voices in your mind. Give you credence and remember that you are doing good. In your life, it is very important that you have days where you can just be you without trying. You can watch that rubbish movie on TV that you love and cry or laugh as much as you like. You can turn your music loud and not worry about others. So you want to stay in bed reading until past 11. Just do it. It is important to love you. Nobody is perfect, despite what they try to project out there. Everyone has failings and disappointments and weaknesses and fears. Those are the things which make us human, make us believable, make us real. If you can bind together the dark side and the light, the yin and the yang, you can be the whole that you are looking for. The illness classed as depression is frightening. It is not something to be taken lightly and should never be reduced to a soundbite. Thoughts of suicide are extremely scary. Living with someone who carries those thoughts and desires is too. We have become conditioned into thinking that the best way to treat something is to bury it in sedatives and kill the pain. While antidepressants have a place, they are not a cure. They are not the magic pill which takes it all away, because you are unique. Treat yourself as such and open your heart to everything that happens with you. People with depression are, for the most part, the kindest and warmest people on the planet. They hurt because they feel everything. And we should not be wary of that. The molecules that make up the world which we walk on and the trees which we move through are the same that make us. So why shouldn't we feel something when we witness something that we don't agree with? And for my part, money is not made of the same molecules that make me. The paper is, for sure, but money is just an idea. Therefore, the welfare of the forests and our landscape is far more connected to me than the idea of a system that causes so much harm and pain and divide. This means that when I see a rainforest being cut down or the seas of the world full of plastic or animals being mistreated, I feel an incredible pull of sadness that can be overwhelming. I don't feel that when I see a company has gone into liquidation. Perhaps depression is the wrong word. Perhaps emotionally aware is a way forward. If the world is crying, should that not make us sad? Yet for everything wrong, there are enormous things that are right. You can save the world in your way by taking a leap of faith in you. Trust yourself and turn your hand to that crazy thing that you always wanted to do. Belief is your strongest ally. The things we remember and treasure in history are mainly the works of artists. The bankers and the insurance salesmen tend to get forgotten. Art and science has saved us so far. Turn your hand to something great and use that wonderful expanse of emotion to express it. Turn that pain into something greater. Use the energy it gives you into something positive. That sorrow and despair, that cry for help, and that roar of approval into something that you love. Living is loving. Remember that. The strength that comes from you when you are feeling depressed can be harnessed and used into something wonderful. Channel that energy and achieve your own greatness. Epilogue. It is important to note death because it is the one thing that you can be sure of. When we are born, we are set on a clear path towards death. It is all around us. It is inevitable. Wherever we are, we can see it and we can acknowledge it. Yet we don't like to talk about it and feel ill-prepared when it enters our lives. Death can be beautiful, like the orange leaves falling from the trees in autumn. As one door closes, another one opens. And if you entered your life fearing that door opening, you will always remain in the room where you stand. Life is for living, and death is very much a part of that. It is an important part, and one that we should look at when we have those little rows with each other, the disagreements and the insults. Also when we find ourselves stuck in a place we need to get out of, such as a terrible place of work or in company of people you would choose not to be with. Living in fear is not living. Living is living, loving and reaching and achieving and trying. They are all part of living. So when your grandparents die, or your parents, please don't question the pain. It is the natural cause and effect. You can miss them. You can love them. You can remember them. But do continue to put your feet forward and try to get to where you want to be. Each generation pushes on from the last. We all have a part to play in this great story. Don't get stuck in grief. Accept it. And then move forward. You will never forget them. The Self-Harming Pacifist. Thank you for watching these videos. I'm very grateful to those of you who have watched this, who have bought my book, who have read my book, and who have left reviews on Amazon. I've had some lovely words about this book and how it has helped people who have felt similar, have been in depression or are in depression. And the fact that this has helped just one person is more than a reward for me. It's never been about the sales. It's been about connecting with people who feel the same way I do and helping them in some way. And that is going to be the next chapter of my life as I enter a momentous age for myself. I am taking the opportunity to rethink my path and try something new, and changing the stigma of mental health, reaching out to people who live with depression, guiding them through their emotions and offering different perspectives on how we live with it, how we deal with it, how we talk about it, how we cope with it, and how we treat it. That is my mission for the next chapter of my life. So thank you. And please connect with me on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. Or LinkedIn. I'm on that as well. And finally, there will be a sequel to this book. I'm currently writing it. And please keep a lookout. You don't need to join anything. Just follow me. And no doubt I will inundate with updates as and when. So be kind to yourself. Be good to yourself. And love yourself. Because if you start there, it will spread out to everybody else. We can make this world a better place just by changing ourselves individually. But we all have to take that responsibility. Peace and love, my friends. Ciao for now.